What's up, you guys? UFO Proof here. All right, so well, today's show is a little bit different. It's not about UFOs as usual, but something I still think is just as important. Let me well, today's show is a little bit different. Let me pause that. There we go. Now we can't hear the echo. Yeah, so the internet is about to be controlled by corporate America, or let's just say not you. All right. So I think this is kind of a big deal, and you know, as many people as we can get to make a fuss about it absolutely needs to, because it's about to be totally controlled by the highest bidder. So that means that what up, Benny Jackson? How you doing, buddy? James A3 doing good? What up, Sean? No, Sean, it ain't. You think it is? It is not anywhere close to what it's going to be, man. It's going to be fucking bad, dude. You know. And I mean, I was just looking up into it, and it's going to be it's going to be way worse than we thought it was going to be, man. You know. What up, John Doe? What up, you guys? What up, UFO man? Doing good? Yeah, this is going to be bad, you guys. So we need to make a big fuss about this. Let me get the link for you guys. Post the link up here. Boom. There you guys go. All right. So yeah. So I don't know, how did the internet exist before? Well, I mean, like you have the internet and you have internet service providers or whatever. But what's going to happen now is that they're allowing corporations to control what internet you get, and if anything, you know, they can throttle back your internet and how fast your broadband is, basically to the point where they stop it. You know. What's going to be bad? You just got here. Morning, gents and ladies. What up, Golf Man? What up, John Doe? The internet, and this vote's going down December 14th, man, and it's going to be handed over to corporations. And yeah, so fucking thanks, Trump. All right, good fucking job, okay? Because the guy he put in charge of the FCC and everything is going to fucking sell it off to the highest bidder, and this shit is going down December 14th. And if your website has anything to do with I don't know about all that. Of course you don't know about all of it because you don't actually look into it, Sean. That's what you need to start doing, man. All right, because this is what's fucking happening. It ain't fake news. This shit's going down December 14th, man. And why everyone's sitting around fucking ignoring it or pretending like it's not happening, it's fucking happening, dude. And soon they're gonna have the internet, so the corporations totally control it, and they will be able to dictate what happens, you know, like what websites receive, you know, the best broadband, and they can throttle it down to where no one can even go onto your websites. You know, do you watch all the internet did to a game in a matter of hours? No fucking way we will allow this. That's what I'm saying, man. It's fucking bullshit, dude. You know, everyone's gonna fucking no. You did, then you should fucking know, man. You know. It's like, no, you did. What'd you do? What did you go and what'd you go and investigate? What'd you go and look it up, man? You know, I mean, did you go and look up, you know, what they're planning on doing? Because it ain't no fucking joke, dude. You know, they already do it, and you can't be throttled out from what you pay. Yeah, you can. If you don't pay if you don't, it's like they can have like a fucking, they can say, oh, if you don't pay this, you're not going to get as much internet. You're not going to have it won't be fast enough for people to even bother going onto your website. You know, they already do, and you can't be throttled out of what you pay for. Yes, you absolutely can, man. All right, especially if you don't have the fucking money to pay for it. You know, so it's like if you put up a website and you don't have you know, you go to like GoDaddy or something like that, or something where, you know, it's free or something, you ain't getting shit. And if they don't like what you're putting up, they can throttle it down to where you don't go and read what they're doing. All right. Don't just assume that you know. Go and read what they're doing. All right. And then maybe it'll change your mind, because what they're doing is fucked up, man. I should have the highest internet for gaming because Ethernet internet can, I already have to have the highest internet for gaming because other internet can't handle it. It's not about what internet you have. It's about what internet the sites that you visit have, you know? And if they don't like what your site does or promotes, then, you know, they're going to shut it down, you know? And believe me, conspiracy websites are going to be the first to fucking go, you know? All the shit that doesn't look good on them, they're going to be like, oh, get rid of it, you know? It's going to fucking suck, man. Shit internet away. John Joe is saying aren't we basically giving shit internet away? I mean, isn't NASA running at like 90 some GS a second? I don't know what that means, man. What do you mean that doesn't make much sense? You know, that's exactly what's happening, man. I mean, go and look it up, dude. You know, go and actually fucking look it up, man, and look up what they're planning to do. It's fucked up, man. You know, like the sites that you visit, it won't matter. Like, say you want to go to a website, okay? Say you want to go to fucking UFOproof.com. Well, they don't like UFO proof, all right? And they can throttle it down to, it doesn't matter how fast your internet is, okay? They can throttle it down so that website doesn't even run, you know, that you can't even log on to it, man. It'll be like Korea, right? Exactly, you know, or it's totally fucking controlled. And they absolutely have the ability to do that. You know, and now they're going to vote on it December 14th to give the corporations the ability to fucking do that, man. You know, where it's just totally fucking controlled, man. You know, I'll show you guys, man. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, man, but it's true, and it is happening, man. It's gonna fucking suck, dude. You know, I think everyone needs to get out and fucking make some noise about it, man, because it's gonna be bad, dude. You know, it's just like, you don't want corporate America in control of the internet, and that's exactly what's about to happen. All right, I mean, period. You know, and both sides should be worried about this. You know, left and right should absolutely be terrified of this, dude. You know, because I mean, you can't have fucking corporate America controlling what you can see on the internet. Mike M, the more they censor, the sooner we'll recreate the internet from scratch. That's what we need to do. I understand that Netflix could not work good for some people if they don't pay for it. I pay for good internet, so my stuff works. That's not how it works, Sean. You're not understanding it, buddy. All right. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't matter how good your internet is. All right. It matters what the sites have. All right. And what the sites are getting. It doesn't matter how powerful I pay for the best internet as well, dude. All right. It makes no difference when it goes to the sites that you're visiting. Their internet can be shut down, you know, and controlled, you know. So if you're not paying their fees or whatever they want, or if they simply just don't like what you're promoting, you know, they could shut you down. Right now, companies cannot control web trafficking because of the current regulations we have in place. But on December 14th, if it's passed, the regulations will no longer exist. Exactly. But that doesn't make sense. That's what's happening, though. Here, look, let me see here. Yeah, FCC plans net neutrality repeal and victory for telecoms. All right, so telecommunications and shit like that. All right. The Federal Communications Commission released a plan on Tuesday to dismantle my fucking things all skipping. They probably slowed this internet down. landmark regulations that ensure equal access to the internet, clearing the way for internet service companies to charge users more to see certain content and to curb access to some websites. The proposal made by the FCC chairman, Ach Pai, is it? What the fuck is that, dude?
As a public utility.
Oh.
The goal is to ensure consumers have open
ad playing or whatever about this article. Ajit Pai is a sweeping repeal of rules put in place by the Obama administration. The rules prohibit high-speed internet service providers, or ISPs, from stopping or slowing down the delivery of websites. They also prevent the companies from charging customers extra fees for high-quality streaming and other services. The announcement set off a fight over free speech and the control over the internet, pitting telecom titans like AT&T, Verizon against internet giants like Google and Amazon. The internet companies warned that rolling back the rules could make telecom companies powerful gatekeepers to information and entertainment. Telecom companies say that the existing rules prevent them from offering customers a wider selection of services at higher and lower price points. Under my proposal, the federal government will stop micromanaging the internet, Mr. Pai said in a statement. Instead, the FCC would simply require internet service providers to be transparent about their practices so that consumers can buy the service plans that's best for them. Republican, who has pursued an aggressive deregulation agenda, has widely expected to have his plan approved during a meeting on December 14th. The two other Republicans on the commission generally vote with Mr. Pai, giving them the majority over the two Democrats. This is fucking, I'm telling you guys, man, I pay a high dollar for good internet, both for my house and my phone, so I don't have problems. It's not going to matter, Sean. It's not about you, dude. Don't you get it, man? You know, it's like the sites that you're going to want to go and see, they might not have it. You get it? They might not be able to afford to pay for it. All right. And so it's like, it's not about that. It's about being, you know, equal for everybody. And they're not making it equal. They're trying to control it, dude. I've had the internet before. Oh, bummer. What does that make any, how does that make any difference, dude? Happening. You know, who's on here? Hey, who we got?
Hey.
On? Who's this?
It's me.
I can't see your name, dude. I can't even see your face, man. It's all covered. It's all dark, dude. Hey, what's your name, brother?
Zeus.
Zeus?
Okay, Zeus. 환인사랑, Zeus. I'm Korean.
Oh, you're Korean. What up, buddy? How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Well, glad you could
I
join
don't
us.
know English. I don't know English. Sorry. I'm learning English.
Oh, that's okay. Not bad.
At my house.
Sweet, dude.
Okay.
Happy.
Apartment.
Well, we're talking about the internet, and what's he saying? I had internet before Obama installed net, and
Bye.
I don't understand. All right, buddy. Hey, man, that's fun. Why not? Anyway, hey, what can I say, man? Yeah, so, you know, as comments, the vote is going down, and despite what you say, just, you know, fucking forget all the whole, you know, what up, John Dell? How you doing, brother? Forget the whole, you know, how, you know, if you're left or right, that's fucking irrelevant, man. It's important that you know that, you know, when they pass these regulations or these deregulations, these companies are going to be in control of your internet. So it just doesn't matter, you know, like it's not about like how much you pay. I have the best fucking internet. We have the top package for our internet. All right. But it's irrelevant, man. You know, it's the fact is that these corporations are going to control the internet, you know, for America, like they do in fucking North Korea and shit, man, you know?
Well, how do we stop it?
Sean is saying, but the internet was fine before that law existed. I'm just for argument's sake. What? Just for argument's sake. I don't understand. Like, for argument's sake, well, what's the point of arguing that? I mean, you know, like the internet was the same. When the law passed, the law just made it what it was at that point. You get it? So the law changed nothing. All right. So when you're saying the internet was fine before the law, yes, and that's what the law did, was make it exactly the same. That's all it did. That's why it was fine before the law. All right, because it was exactly the same when the law passed, because that's what the law in fact did. All right, was keep it exactly the same. Now they're going to change it so corporations own the fucking internet. You know. What up, Hawaii? How you doing, buddy?
What do we do about it? How do we stop it? Like,
fucking John, we gotta make our voices heard, dude. We gotta fucking march and fucking yell and say, hey, man, this is fucking bullshit, dude. You know, fucking. It's the whole point is that, like right now, TV is completely controlled, all right. But the internet is not. It's free. Anybody can come on it and do whatever they want. And as soon as this law passes, that shit will fucking change, dude. Guaranteed, man. Guaranteed, dude. When corporations own it, it's just bad news all around, man. You know,
all I'm saying is like it's just such a just one simple category like porn. People aren't going to go back to paying for that. It's not going to happen. You know, it's like things like that. Things that you get from the internet, people aren't going to go back to paying for. Like porn, for instance, no one's going to go back to paying for that. It's just not going to happen.
No, and you know, that's true. You know, they're not going to want to. You know, but it's like, say there's porn sites. Like, say you like to watch German Scheiser porn. All right, companies don't want that shit associated with them, so they throttle that shit down, so you can't go and see your poop videos anymore. You know, that's what's about to fucking happen. You know, I'm not saying I watch German Scheiser videos. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
What up, Third Phase?
I've been wanting to ask you, what did you think about this Tom DeLonge thing? Tom
DeLonge? Oh
yeah.
Man, we did a whole program on it. Like, we did a whole video on it, and you know, I mean, for the most part, I think that, you know, I think he really wants to bring out the truth or whatever, but I think he's, you know, I don't think he's going to change anything, you know, but I mean, maybe, you know, I mean, why? What are your thoughts on it?
Okay, well, first watching it, I thought he was fucking crazy. I'm like, why is the lead singer of one of the bands I was listening to in middle school fucking talking about aliens on Joe Rogan's side? And then he's like, I wrote this book, and I'm like, you write books? Since when do you fucking write books?
You got a bunch of shit, you know.
Right. You know, I was like, well, I don't, you know. And then I kind of felt bad. I was like, well, I shouldn't have held this person in a box, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I kind of opened up a little bit more. Started listening to what he had to say. It's the people that was behind him, you know? It's like the ex-CEO of Lockheed Skunk Works.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like talking with the Podesta and shit. It's like, you know, you start seeing that shit. It's like, what the fuck? Like, how does he get to talk to these people?
Well, that's his, that's the privilege you get for being fucking the lead singer of Blink 182. Yeah, that's the privilege you get. However, like these guys like Podesta. Well, Podesta was part of the White House for fucking how many years? 16 years, dude. First with the Clintons, then with Obama. He never got shit fucking released. He don't know shit. If he knew shit, he would have said something, right? Or that would make him full of shit himself. So.
I think really what he's proven is the fact that the big people that he's bringing to light don't really know them. Like the executive branch, like a president is a temporary employee.
Right.
Like he's not in office indefinitely. He's not a Kim Jong-un, so everything North Korea secret-wise he knows. This is not the case. Like how to build the bombs. They're not telling them how to do this. So, like, I think that's what we should try to get from it. Like, try to read not necessarily between the lines and Illuminati, but like, read between the lines is, okay, if they're having sit-downs with these people, then these people can't really fucking know that much. They can't be privy to this information. That this thing is so compartmentalized that everything you think like about, these people have to know because they're the head of the state. They don't know fucking dick.
They don't know shit. They never do. No, I agree 100%, man. And that's and that's one of the things I think Tom DeLonge's intentions are good, but I think he's being played just like everybody else. It's none of these guys fucking know what's going on. Like I'm just saying, if you're previewed to that information, you certainly aren't talking to fucking the lead singer of Blink 182, with his whole plan is to go and expose it to the world. You wouldn't use him to do it,
right.
You would use somebody with some real power, somebody who's actually
just Fox News. You would just you would just go to your corporations that you own. One, it'd be cheaper. I mean, instead of having boy fly around, even if it's on his own dime or not, it's like I could get a lot more done with just going to the news,
It's like, exactly. You think, okay, so it's like, let's just have Tom DeLonge go and say to the world, yes, UFOs exist. Now, how many people are going to take him seriously? Okay, you might have a couple, but then you have a bunch of people that wouldn't take him seriously. However, if you had the director of the CIA come out and say, yes, UFOs are in fact real, how many people would take him seriously?
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, this is why I'm so confused. It's like, okay, since they're all X, like you're never out of that fucking work. You're never out of that. What if you're that high a level, you're in there for life. Maybe you don't work there for life, but you're fucking there. So, taking that into consideration, you see that these people know whatever they know, they're getting trickled out. So, whatever's coming out, and knowing that they really don't know fucking shit, whatever we're gonna get is something that's been fucking known, been a thing, and that's it just seems like there's more disinformation that it is, because I was listening to this one guy talk about it, and you get in the 90s, you get Stephen Greer, and he gets the good aliens, and then Tom DeLonge, and now gets the bad aliens.
Yeah.
It's like, what
did he call it? The fucking advanced aerial threats, or
advanced aerial phenomenon, AFP or something.
Something with the word threat.
Yeah,
is what I remember. He said something with the like aerial threat phenomenon or some shit like that. Something that pissed me off, dude. I can't believe you put that shit in there.
I don't know why people keep trying to change the name of it. It's like every year there's a new name for PTSD.
I know, dude. You fucking UAPs and fucking UFOs, and I mean, so it's always something different, man. But I just see Tom DeLonge just getting played like everybody else, and that these guys, they're not giving him any real information. Other than, hey, man, if I go and I, bullshit this guy for a little bit, well, then, hey, I get to actually hang out with a rock star. I'll get some cool pictures with him, and I'll get him to sign some autographs and all that
shit. My kids.
What up, Cooper? How you doing, buddy? But yeah, that's what I see. That's what I see happening. You know, that not that they're actually telling them anything because they don't know anything themselves, but they're just like, hey, let's just go and bullshit with him since he's wanting to come and have a lunch with us. Let's just do it that way. We get to hang out with a rock star for a couple hours or whatever. You know, that's what I see happening.
My thing is though, it's like, okay, so let's just say his story is like 90% bullshit, right? Like any shitty lie is 90% bullshit. Any good lie is 90% true. You know, so
yeah, exactly.
Right. You know, they only hand you a little bit of bullshit and then they send you off in a direction, which, you know, that's why I like Richard Greer or Stephen Greer. He did the same thing in the 90s. He was meeting with the heads of the Clinton the administration, and he met with the head of the CIA or the current. You know, it's like.
You know, that fucking, when he met with the head of the CIA, and actually somebody sent me a letter that the head of the CIA actually wrote complaining about that meeting or whatever was actually about donations to be given to his fucking wife to run for office. And that's what Stephen Greer was doing. And Stephen Greer just made mention of the UFO subject. And then the guy, he fucking just laughed it off. The head of the CIA just laughed it off. But then Stephen Greer made it out like, oh yeah, you know, I was ordered to go and fucking debrief this guy, you know. And he's like, what the fuck? You're gonna debrief me on shit. I'm the director of the CIA. You're not debriefing me on fucking anything, you know. I think that shit's so fucking hilarious, dude. He's like, yeah, I was told to debrief the president or debrief this guy. It's like, who told you to debrief anybody? You know, did you just make that up yourself saying, oh yeah, since I'm going to go tell him this, that means I'm debriefing him. You know, it's like, no, you're fucking, oh, you're an idiot, dude. I can't stand that guy, man. I mean, I like that he brings out UFOs, you know, to the public spectrum, but I don't like the way he does it, you know. And then like our friend Snooch was telling us last night that he actually said with a straight face that during one of his meditations, he was levitating. It's like, you fucking asshole. No, you were not, dude. You know, you were not fucking floating around, all right? Just fucking, god damn, dude.
Whoever gave him, whatever someone gave him, some good shit.
Fucking give me some of that shit, dude. You know, I'll take a rail of it right now, man. Fuck, dude. It's so fucking annoying, man. You know, and you know, and really what I don't like about Stephen Greer is he's so fucking pretentious, you know? He's just such a pretentious asshole, dude.
He doesn't like to be wrong. He doesn't like to be wrong. Or even
you know, he just thinks he's the fucking shit. I made a skit video when I was mocking him where he's doing this like interview and he grabs the microphone from, like in my skit video, I grab the microphone from the other guy who's hosting and I start talking, but that's actually real, dude. I fucking watched him in a video do that to somebody, and so I made a spoof about it. But I'm like, he fucking actually did that. The guy's trying to interview him. He's like, yeah, blah, 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 give me a microphone. Just takes it from me, starts fucking talking. I'm like, Jesus Christ, who the fuck is this dude, man? What a fucking asshole.
Yeah, you know what, I guess that's another thing. It's like, I don't want to completely write these guys off, but let's just take it. The astronaut, what was that one astronaut that fucking came out and I don't know, he said there was like aliens and they got like a body on the ship, but he was an actual astronaut. He was like one of the Apollo missions.
So there's there's a couple of them, you know. There's like Gordon Cooper,
where he said the Mars.
Oh, shit. Then there's what's the sixth man who walked on the moon? Fucking,
yeah, that guy. I think it's that guy.
No, it's gonna drive me crazy. What's his name? Is a third phase of Moon. Are you guys still on here? What's that astronaut's name? They did an interview with him right before they murdered him.
Yeah, but anyways, the thing was, it's like,
go ahead.
You consistently like hold, like, even when rock stars die, you know, it's like, oh, you know, damn, he died from an overdose. It's like, well, he kind of fucking said he did.
Always.
Yeah, he kind of did. But then like shit happens and everybody freaks out, like, oh my god, you know, like, it's sad that Prince died, but he dies of an overdose, and then you pretend like, oh wow, he was such a superstar, no way he could have died. It's like, we keep holding these people just because they went to the fucking moon or something doesn't mean that they can't go crazy or senile. or does it mean they can't be a little fucked up in the head?
Oh no, that's truth, man. What's Sean saying? How about the flat Earth guy and his homemade rocket? I didn't see that, but dear God, help me. You know, this fucking idiot, dude. Don't let a flat earther ever have a rocket, man.
Well, shit, we should give them
You're gonna
rockets.
blow something up.
They might go into space and be like, oh, well, fuck. We have to
Yeah,
convince
they'll launch a rocket up there, and they'll see. They're like, oh man, too bad I used a fisheye lens. You see, that's fucking where I fucked up again. God damn it.
If you leave the atmosphere, your eyes instantly turn into whatever a camera light. Yeah.
You know,
Stupid ass excuse. The ice wall tricked me.
I want to know, why does every rock star die of a drug overdose? You know why? Because when you can afford to do drugs, you fucking do drugs. That's why. It's simple as that, dude. When you have the money to pay for drugs, that's what you do.
I mean, what? How many fucking kings and queens? I mean, did drugs? You know, I'm like royalty, and look at politicians get popped for it all the time. You know, if you got a seat of power.
Do you think Tom DeLonge does drugs?
I think he probably has done a lot of drugs. I don't know if he still does drugs.
He's a total cokehead. Come on, dude. Total cokehead, man.
I guess so. He was wearing that beanie even though his hair's falling out. He's still trying to rock that fucking.
Out of his mind. He's like, listen, let me tell you, he out of his fucking mind, dude. And there was probably some good coke too. This is like Peruvian flake, dude.
Probably got it from the Bush administration. Probably still got some.
What up, DJ Fruit Loops? Yeah, because
it'd be nice if their company actually does something. But what I heard is their company is up for fucking bid or some shit like that. Like someone could bid on their technology and not release it, like the Wu-Tang fucking album.
They're supposed to be what up, I am Gonzo the Great. How you doing, brother? They're supposed to be like they have their company up on you know, like you can buy stock in it, you know, so it's, you know, it's up on the market now, and but I mean, I don't know how well of an investment that would be. Basically, everything that he's doing is to try to get people to invest in this fucking company so they can build a UFO, mind you. I just want to throw that out there. That's so they can build a UFO. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. You're telling me that you're going to build a UFO, but like Lockheed Martin and Raytheon or fucking Boeing or any of these other places, they don't have the fucking, you know, the knowledge to build one, but you do. Fucking Tom DeLonge and his fucking secret.
I don't think the CEO of Lockheed Martin was out on the floor with wrenches, you know, pulling apart Roswell crash shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
I don't fucking think that dude was down there doing like whatever.
Gonzo the Great is saying Tommy D-Bag does the hard H, man. So he's saying that Tom DeLonge is a hardcore heroin addict, and he loves the Adderall.
Speedballing, trying to speedball.
He's speedballing, right? That's what he's doing. He's fucking speedballing. Right?
I'm gonna get a drink of water right quick.
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah, I just hope that Sasha just sent me a thing on what we got here. Looks like the FCC rules or something. Let me see here. I'm just waiting for this bad boy to load up. It's kind of hard to see here. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. This is from the FCC here. Hang on a second. All right, so I'm going to I'm real quick so you guys can see this. All right, hang on. Hopefully this was fuck, dude. Give me 1 second. Okay, should start sharing. All right, there you go. All right, so right here, so you can see this is the FCC statement. This is from the Federal Communications Commission. All right, statement of Commission Jessica Rosen Oracle on FCC leadership plan to roll back internet rights. Today, the FCC circulated its sweeping rollback of our net neutrality rules, following actions earlier this year to erase consumer privacy protections. The commission now wants to wipe out court-tested rules and decades' work in order to favor cable and telephone companies. This is ridiculous and offensive to millions of Americans who use the internet every day. Our internet economy is the envy of the world because it is open to all. This proposal tears at the foundation of that openness. It hands broadband providers the power to decide what voices to amplify, which sites we can visit, what connections we can make, and what communities we create. It throttles access, stalls opportunity, and censors content. It would be a big blunder for a slim majority of the FCC to approve these rules and saddle every internet user with cruel consequences. I've called for public hearings before any change is made to these rules. Just as Republican and Democrat commissions have done in the past, we should go directly to the American public to find out what they think about this proposal before any vote is taken to harm net neutrality. See, so there you go, Sean, all right? So now you got an idea that this isn't a fucking joke. You know, this is fucking serious, man, you know, and this is what's about to fucking happen. It don't matter what you got, man. If you're, you know, you can pay for the best internet. It doesn't mean shit, man. It has to deal with everybody else, you know? Yeah, that shit scares me, dude. You know, I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see it happen on anyone's end, you know, whether, you know, they shut down, whether they start shutting down, the you know, left wing or right wing or any side. It's like, it's both. It's fucked up, man, you know, but it's like, definitely, dude, the right wing will be the first to fucking go, man. And it's like, I'm not a right winger, but all conspiracy stuff, even websites of shit like my shit, you know, the UFO proof and stuff, that shit will be fucking shut down quick as fuck, dude, you know, because they think that shit's all, it's all for quacks, it's all crazy people and shit like that. And yeah, for the most part, they're right, but there are some sane people in it, you know, and that shit will be fucking gone, dude. You know, any weird porn site, dude, shit's gonna be fucking gone. You know, the Republican Party put it in their platform to try to ban porn, you know? So it's like, this is the last thing we need, man, you know, is fucking then to try to, you know, deregulate the net neutrality laws, man.
I mean,
I just don't want to see it happen, man.
All conspiracies aside, like I went to like, all right, so at school, like I went to a city school, which was like Democrat populated, so predominantly. So, and when you go to politics or anything in high school and you're in that type of area, that's the shit they're gonna push on you. And then I graduated high school in a country rural place, and they were just pushing right wing shit. Yeah. So like, you know, even at a younger age, like I'm about to be 26 now, it's like you see that where you live, it's like you depend on what politics is. Like then you start seeing it's like everybody's just full of fucking shit.
Yeah,
this whole fucking thing is just like, what makes you? It's like fucking. It's like the Civil War without pitchforks and fucking guns.
Right. It is. You know, and it's really sad, man. You know, it's like that you have to be so either one or the other, and it's like me, like it's like, you know, I'm supposed to be a progressive, and I'm like the world's worst fucking progressive. You know, like I'm so bad at it. I'm like, I make fun of people and I call people names and I like guns and drugs and
I do the same. I'm the same. I'm
you know,
always like that.
Yeah, so bad. I'm like, can I give us such a bad fucking name? I'm basically a fucking dude.
Yeah,
so bad.
Yeah, I tend. That's what I hate that, because people tend to say that about me too. It's like, oh, you definitely fall for the right wing. It's like bullshit. Like I actually have more of a, if you would say anything, a left wing fucking. I like tend to say, what is it? I'm a conservative libertarian, and they're like, that's no such thing. It's like, well, there's a definition, motherfucker. So it's a such thing.
You know, I'm I'm on the left, man, where, you know, like, I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're fucking black or any of that shit. None of that shit makes any difference to me, you know. But of course, I like guns. I have guns, and, you know, like, I like to make fun of people, dude, and call people names. And I can't stand the fucking oversensitive fucking, you know, the fucking snowflake left, dude. I can't fucking stand. Nothing pisses me off more than those fucking guys, man. And it's like, I don't know what it is. I just like to talk shit about people, make fun of people. And it's like, dude, if they get their feelings hurt so fucking easily, it's like, dude, God,
They need to be
such a
humble.
little fucking bag, you know?
They need to be humble, you know? These people are
For
like
real, you know? It's like the
fucking absorbing.
This is why my channel can't get monetized, is because of fucking, like, you know, pussies on the left who can't handle fucking someone saying the F word, you know? That's the problem, man. You know? Fucking sucks, man. You know, my new video I just put out on fucking Igor, dude, as soon as I fucking upload that video, they're like, boom, fucking demonetized, dude. I was like, you dicks, dude. I didn't even have one view and they demonetized it, dude. I hadn't even published it yet. And they're like, nope, fucking no.
I was the second comment on that. I was like, loved it, but fucking fuckboy YouTube is instantly gonna take this shit down. Just wait.
Dude. How long do you think, John, until they fucking take it down, dude?
Dude, if they give you 24 hours, you're lucky. Like,
I know, dude. Yeah, if it's still up after 24 hours, dude, I'll be like, oh, well, you know, I did pretty good, man.
Dude, and if it's not, look, even if, like, he doesn't get all pussy bent, you know, about it, like, YouTube's gonna do it because they're pussy bent about themselves. They know they got themselves in a hole.
You know?
Like they're just like the company EA with this new Battlefront shit, bro. Like, they sunk themselves in a hole so fucking far. They got their, like, CEOs talking to each other. Like, YouTube's in the hole. And I think that, like, yeah, I think that was a plan. I think that's what you're talking about. The reason why you're talking tonight about it is like, that's just all a part of it, you know? The whole reason.
You know?
But then again, this kind of puts a damper in Elon Musk and fucking Zuckerberg's plan to get free internet, huh?
Oh, yeah, you know. But of course, I'll tell you what, man, I certainly fucking don't trust Zuckerberg fucking as far as I could throw his ass, even though I could probably whip his ass across the road. I still don't trust the motherfucker, dude, not for nothing. Dude, you know, the motherfucker said, he's like, oh yeah, my daughter was born today, so I'm gonna give $1 billion away to you know, to this company, you know, blah blah blah. It's like, dude, don't use your daughter for having to make a fucking a loophole so you can fucking get away without paying taxes. Because that's what he was doing, dude. He was fucking doing that. He was trying to give it away to say, oh yeah, I'm giving $1 billion away. It's so he could start a new company and not pay taxes on it. And he's like, yeah, I'm doing this as a thing for my daughter. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up with all that, you fucking douchebag.
Yeah, that shit makes me laugh anyway. It's just like when people say, oh, Warren Buffett gave away what he said. They said he gave away like 60% of his money. It's like, dude, 60%. He was gonna pay that fucking taxes by the time he died. Like how much he gave away. Now he'll never pay a dime. He'll never pay a fucking dime again.
Exactly, dude.
He'll make like 30, 40 times the amount of what he fucking gave away by the time he dies in 2 years. And then his family continues on. It's like, and that's something scary. Generational wealth, that's fucking scary power.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because it's one thing to have enough money to give to your kids, but it's another thing to be able to give to your grandkids. And know you have enough.
Oh yeah, dude. You know,
people do a lot of shit for that type of money.
Well, they're getting rid of that whole or trying to get rid of the fucking estate, the estate tax or whatever, and it's like rich people pay when passing their estate onto somebody else, you know, and it's like you know, it's funny how like there's people like me who are people, you know, who are like out there like, oh yeah, well we should repeal the estate tax, and it's like, motherfucker, you don't have an estate, you know, like you don't even, what the fuck. Right. You don't know anybody with enough money to have, but to even fucking that comes anywhere close to having an estate tax, you know, dude. It's like you gotta know millionaires and billionaires, dude.
I don't know not a single motherfucker with no plans and no fucking retirement funds and no 401ks and not a damn dime to their fucking.
Exactly.
I'll tell you that. Like, you be bullshitting people with that shit.
Yeah, like this, Sean is sitting here saying estate tax should go. You're only saying that because that is a Trump fucking plan. And it's Trump's plan because he's fucking rich. Not because it has anything to do with you. It don't fucking help you, dude. Yeah, it's true. Fucking deny it all you want, Sean, but we know the fucking truth, dude. You probably didn't even know what the estate tax was before Trump said it, dude. So don't talk that shit, man.
Oh,
You know, I mean,
fuck politicians, man.
no, dude, they all fucking suck now. You know,
It's the
That,
same mentality of like being a cop. Not necessarily. It's not the same work. So if anybody's a police officer, I'm not saying it's the same line of work, but I'm saying like the same.
fuck
type
the
of
police.
Yeah, it's gotta be like the same type of mentality. Like, how could you go to work knowing that you're gonna pull someone over because of a fucking sticker, and not only that, pull someone over for a sticker and possibly not cause their kids not to fucking eat, have them go to fucking jail, some shit like that, and like you go to work, be a politician, you sign fuckboy laws to fuck over the people that put you in office to have that position. It's like, oh god, dude, what kind of person are you?
Oh yeah, right. You know, Sean is saying, no, I'm not. It affected my family. Lost a lot of money because of estate tax. Yeah, I bet you did, man. Yeah, I bet you lost a ton of money because of paying the estate tax. What do you think? What do you mean? Like you think, oh yeah, so they're gonna tax you to the point where you don't even have an estate anymore, dude.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't make any, dude. Son,
Yeah.
it's for millionaires and billionaires, dude. All right. You know, I mean, fucking not for people who can't even fucking afford health insurance, man.
Yeah, we have no privy to even see that tax form or whatever the fuck that is. They don't put
Saying
that in
he
our
got
neighborhood.
catfished by a tranny this past weekend. What the fuck is getting catfished?
Oh, catfish? It's like when you get a hot picture, like you're going on a blind date, I guess, from a hot chick from the internet, and it's not, ends up being like some butterface ass bitch.
That's funny as hell, dude. Sean is saying that's how it is for the middle class. The middle class does not have an estate tax, Sean. All right.
Well, then you must be some upper middle class.
Yeah, dude, you're like at
You
the
just must
fucking,
have money in the bank account and have a shit house or something, or just no money in the bank account and have a baller ass
you
house.
think the fucking the estate tax doesn't apply to the middle class, dude. It applies to the like top 1%, man. You know, you have to have an estate. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's like a lot of liquidatable assets at that, you know, like a house, maybe in a business.
Sean's apparently a fucking millionaire or billionaire. I guess we didn't know that, but that's fine.
Good to be you.
Blank, when they pretend to be some, they take a bunch of pics of someone else. What is that?
Catfishing.
Catfishing? Catfishing? Really?
Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah, those stuff. Indian dudes do that shit on Facebook, and then you'll know it's them. They'll put like, they'll send you a picture of like some hot chick with like her fucking tits out, and then be like, oh yeah, either like send you money or like fucking you go out on a date, and then it's being like a fucking dude, like a trucker or some shit. Yeah, that's catfishing. Or chicks, you know, fat chicks trying to take pictures of only their face.
When they do what?
Fat chicks when they only take pictures of their face.
Oh, I know, dude, right? Yeah, you're like, oh, you were a fatty too, and they got it at that deep angle and shit, dude. Yeah. Oh, I love that, dude.
You gotta give them props though, man. They gotta do what they gotta do.
Exactly.
You know, guys are out here doing it too, so you can't hang on them for doing it.
Oh, geez. I guess I see Sean is saying that his grandfather made a decent living, and when they passed, they took like 40%. And instead of like 100 grand, my mom got like 60 grand. You think 60 or 100 grand equals an estate, Sean?
Okay.
Out of your mind.
I feel like what he's saying was like, whether true or not, you know, the point is what I think what you're saying is like it's like arguing it. It's like arguing racism, like with a white guy versus black guy. Like a black guy could say, I wake up every morning and say, I would love to forget about racism, but fucking white people won't let me. You get what I'm saying? Like, what is a white dude going to say about racism unless it's confronted to him directly? Nothing. It's the same thing as poor guy. You can't argue the poor guy fucking, you can't or argue like a upper middle class or anything to mostly poor people. We don't understand.
It's like, well, I mean, yeah, it's like there's a, you know, it's like he's just not getting it. The state
60 grand to me, motherfucker, was awesome.
Yeah, a state is a lot of money, dude. Like a shitload of fucking. When you have an estate, I mean, like you're talking to you have mansions and Lamborghinis and fucking. That's an estate, dude. $100,000 is not an estate, man. That's what your fucking grandpa left you in his will. You know, it's not a fucking
maybe
estate.
From the estate. Yeah, like, but I don't. Yeah,
it's the same thing. You can laugh, but it matters. Yeah, I can laugh because it's not the same thing, Sean. It's definitely different, man. It's just, you know, go look it up, dude. Go look it up and then come back and tell me I'm wrong, man. You know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, like, in the state, it's got to like be like a fucking business, a house, some land, fucking and liquidatable assets, cars, fucking horses. I don't know, whatever the fuck.
You know, yeah, horses. Yeah, he got like a ranch and all that shit, dude. That's fucking estate, you know, and that's like a collection of everything that they have, you know. James is saying, I live in a tent. It's an estate. Yeah. I live in a van down by the river, dude. Yeah, Sasha's saying, who pays the estate tax elimination? All the little people. That's absolutely right. Once that tax is eliminated, we will have to cover for it, dude. You know, that's the fucking problem, man. You know, the middle class always gets stuck with all the fucking taxes, man. But fuck all that bullshit, dude. I want to get back to the
fucking middle class.
You are right. It's basically fucking gone now. It's either poor people or rich people, dude.
Poor, you know? You're not poor. Yeah. No, I don't know about this net neutrality. I mean, we've been hearing about it for years. It keeps continuously getting shut down now. Like, hasn't it? Like, but I mean,
I'm hoping
they keep trying to been passed. Like every bill, it's had a different name. Like last year. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mean, isn't this just another fucking regurgitated thing of last year? Like just with new rewording? Like how are we gonna suck this one dick? It's like the last one.
They've been trying to get rid of it forever. You know, it's corporations have been trying to buy it for fucking ever, man. And it's stupid. If you give corporations the fucking power to control the net, then you're losing all your fucking power on the net, you know, being able to go and do what you want to do, you know. And it's like, that's what's the one thing we can't lose. I love having the internet because it is free and it's open. And, you know, like the letter was just reading, you know, it's where our internet is the envy of the world. It is, because it's not fucking controlled. I mean, could you imagine being in fucking Europe where their shit's controlled like that, or fucking North Korea or something where their fucking internet's controlled? We can go and look up anything we want on the internet, but in other countries they can't do that. And that's what's about.
I couldn't imagine myself. Yeah, but I guess if I wasn't from there, then yeah, I wouldn't be able to deal with it.
I mean, imagine going over there and you're not able to you go over to another country and you can't fucking look something up because it says it has a fucking warning saying this fucking site can't be reached out of your country and shit. You know, it's like, what the fuck, dude? You know, you're not used to it, dude. It's like it would blow me away, dude. I couldn't deal with that shit, man.
Well, I think
not to fucking happen, man.
Well, I mean, we've known that they've been trying to push this forever. I mean, ever since the internet's gathered this type of fucking, I don't know, it's like its own organism now. It spreads everywhere. It's like a fucking mushroom on the forest floor. It's going everywhere if you allow it, you know?
Yeah.
And
Gonzo's got a serious question here. He's saying, is there a federal tax on pot in legalized recreational states? You know what? I don't know if there's a federal tax on pot. I know there's absolutely a state tax because the states that legalize pot got rich as a motherfucker, dude. Like they all got all kinds, fucking like Washington and fucking, you know, now Nevada and fucking California and all these places where they legalize pot. They all of a sudden they got super fucking rich real quick, dude. You know, Nevada filed a fucking an emergency thing with the federal government saying that, hey man, we need more licenses for pot proprietors, you know, for people to sell weed. Like they had to file like an emergency fucking form for it or whatever, because they're like, oh, we don't have enough people to sell weed, dude. You know, fucking they declared a state of emergency because they ran out of weed.
That's something that you never thought would fucking happen.
Dude, growing up, did you ever think weed would get legal? Fuck no, dude. I mean, everyone always dreamed about going to Amsterdam just to go and smoke legal weed and shit, dude. And Amsterdam technically isn't even legal, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, America's the only place where weed is fucking legal.
When I got in 9th grade, I think, or right after 8th grade is when they made it in Amsterdam illegal for tourists to smoke weed, unless it was like inside the coffee shop, and they couldn't just go out if they were completely fucked up. So then the shop owners, started giving them bunk ass fucking weed, you know, just so they could keep the tourism fucking going. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
like that's where they bank all their fucking money was off of that, you know. So then they would start going to places, which this is a good place, but I don't like fucking hippies because they smell bad. But Christiania looks like a cool fucking place. Just
right. I'd still like to see. I'd like to see some coffee shops open up in America. You know, I mean, how come we don't have any coffee shops here, like where you can just go and smoke? Do they have any coffee shops like in California or something?
They have to. They fucking have to. Dude,
they got to.
Right? Restaurants, dude. I mean, come on. That's got to. That's motherfuckers sell air in a fucking can for $32. They got a fucking coffee shop.
They gotta have at least a coffee shop somewhere where people are like fucking, oh yeah, you can come in here and smoke, like a hookah lounge or some shit, you know?
I'd be extremely surprised if Starbucks doesn't have a fucking place that they're pot friendly.
Oh, I know, right?
Colorado, Colorado, they're like, it was California. I remember like when it changed, like I said, in 9th grade, went from Amsterdam to California, and then just moments later, it was Colorado. And that's all everyone's ever talked about since. It's like, fuck California's last year's, you know, shit.
Well, like California, I think just went legal, and Colorado and Washington were the first 2 states to go legal, and to go like recreational legal. Except the Colorado was more in the news because they didn't have as many regulations as Washington. Washington had it a lot more regulated, but it was still legal, you know. But I think Washington did it the right way because Colorado's having all kinds of problems with the DEA and shit like that, whereas Washington has very few problems with them because of the regulations. But still, like, you know, we can fucking walk down the street and fucking smoke weed and no one say shit. I'll sit on the front porch and fucking smoke weed and fucking cop just roll right by and, you know, it don't fucking mean shit, dude, you know?
Not my state. Not my fucking state.
What state are you in, dude?
St. Louis.
St. Louis? Oh man, yeah, that's so you guys ain't got weed over there yet? Fuck, dude.
No, Illinois does.
Illinois is you can smoke weed in Illinois now?
They have dispensaries. I think it's medical. I'm not sure if it's rec, but I think it's medical. And I think they're having issues with the dispensaries and the state laws right now. So like, it's not to the degree it should be. It didn't pop like Colorado, you know. And I think that's due to simply it being the most corrupt fucking state in the country. That's
true. Gonzo is making a great point. He's saying, okay, legalize across all 50 states or whatever on the federal level, and then tax that shit and use that money for schools, roads, hospitals, and serious substance abuse centers to help with the opiate epidemic. I agree 100%. In fact, that's what the states actually do, is they use that tax money for that stuff. So if you did it on a federal level, I mean, you could pay for all kinds of fucking programs. I mean, imagine if we made weed legal across all 50 states and then taxed it and used that money to fucking pay for college for everybody. So people got to go to fucking college for free. You know, I mean, that'd be fucking awesome, dude.
But you're forgetting the prices, bro. Like, look, here. All right, nobody fucking smokes Reggie anymore. That shit's fucking extinct. And if it's not, if you're growing Reggie, you should fucking jump off a bridge, like you said. Just
right?
Fucking just go for it. That's disgusting shit. Stop doing that to people. But the prices of Kush have been coming down. But the prices of Reggie are still $5 a fucking gram. Now let's say now it's legal, right? Federal. Now you got your Marlboro weed fucking packs, your regular Marlboro weed packs, and you got the Kush ones, whatever. But that's $5 a gram on the street fucking right now. That's 5 times 20. That's $100. The federal government gets a hold of that. They base all their shit off of black market. Anything that's going to come legal from illegal is going to be based off of what the black market was at the time. And then they'll tax over that so that they can make their overhead. We're going to be talking about, we're going back to $500-$600 a fucking ounce for Kush, bro.
No fucking way.
Cross the way. You got to think about all the regulations they're going to have on it if the federal government gets attached to it, because the feds, they're like, oh, wait.
If they legalize it and they let the states, which they, usually is what the federal government does, just let the states make their own fucking laws for it. And like, you gotta imagine a pack of joints. Okay, you know how long it would take me to smoke a pack of joints? I mean, it would take me like fucking a couple weeks, dude, to smoke a pack of joints.
It would take me fucking 4 minutes, bro. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Some people, it take you 4 minutes. I mean, some people go through a pack of cigarettes, like it's nothing.
Oh yeah, dude, that's like, I could smoke cigarettes like crazy, but I'm like, like seriously, the weed that I smoke is so good that I literally can take 2 or 3 hits and I'm fucking high for hours, dude. Smoking anymore is just stupid, dude. Then it's like fucking, you just knocking yourself out. Like doing it, I don't even think they would sell packs of joints. Like, I think if they did, they would maybe sell like a 5-pack of joints, And when you have weed, when you have that much competition, if you have it legal in all 50 states, you're going to have a lot more proprietors, people growing it and shit like that. So you're going to have a lot more competition. Competition is what brings the prices down.
Yeah, I agree. That's why all that shit's come down to begin with, because it's not even just like the states that are legal are competing with each other. It's surrounding illegal states that's really competing with each other to get the shit from the state that's legal and to bring the new exotic shit to the people that don't have the privilege to go out and buy that from a safe legal dispensary.
When we get out here, when's the last time, like, like you, when's the last time you got a bag of weed with a seed in it?
I will kill you.
You're right. Okay, exactly. Like, it doesn't fucking exist anymore. It just doesn't happen. So weed is like fucking super everywhere you go now. So that's going to be the new regular kind of weed. That's going to be the new stress, is super chronic. And then you from there, you just go into what, dabs and fucking moon nuggets or whatever the fuck they're doing,
In 2012, this fucking head of the DEA was saying that the new fucking strands that were coming out, I specifically remember this because I posted this on Facebook. I ended up getting likes. I don't even get likes, bro, because I'm an asshole. Like, I'm cool with it. I'm fucking cool with it, bro. I'm an asshole like a motherfucker. Fuck you. I don't care. Anyways, I ended up getting like 30, 40 likes. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what, I just become famous or something? But anyways, she fucking was like doing like the math and shit, like fake math in her fucking head. I don't know, Hillary Clinton math or some shit, and saying that like heroin, it's worse than heroin. Like the shit we're coming up with developing in fucking labs. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
I was like, yeah, let's give her like a fucking pinch of some wax and just watch her go, oh, well, I was completely wrong. And then let's fucking shoot her up with some heroin, all right?
You know what, though? I'm going to tell you, man. I've had some fucking dabs that I would compare to fucking heroin. Like, I've had some dabs that would straight fucking made me puke. And, like, I fucking couldn't get out of my car. I was like, oh, my God, dude. Like, I was so fucking high, dude.
Well, that takes so much money to produce. That level of bud and then the level of extraction, that's a lot of maintenance. So that type of shit's already going to be expensive. You're not going to get no fucking just beginner 16-year-old driver on that shit. And if you are, then you got bad parents. And that's not the law or the plant or the guy that sold it. That's really none of their fault, because if you're not responsible, like I said, I do agree with the laws that are put in place with, you shouldn't be able to smoke at a certain age. Does that make sense? One, you don't want to be stuck in anyone's growth. You don't want to be causing fucking lung cancer, or even be the contributor to lung cancer at an early age.
Exactly.
You know, these things make sense, but it's like, what the fuck are we doing with it? Why are we arguing the simple fact? It's like they're being disingenuous with the whole reason why it's dangerous or what is dangerous.
Oh, absolutely, man. And it's like, yeah, that's true. Okay, so if you get a fucking 16-year-old kid behind the wheel when he's been smoking some dabs, yeah, I mean, true, he might fucking fuck up and get into a wreck or something like that. But I'll tell you, like, anytime I smoke weed or smoke dabs, if I couldn't drive, I didn't try to drive. I just would pull over and fucking nap, or I would do whatever. I just like, I can't drive, I'm too high. It's not like alcohol where, you're like, oh yeah, I could drive just fine. I just got to close one eye. That's all. You don't just assume you can do anything. Like when you're high, like you still know, you can still function in your brain. You're like, this is probably not a good idea, dude. So I probably shouldn't do that. But I could see like, if they make it so, okay, well, it's legal for everybody. Just, you got to be 18 to buy it, like cigarettes, I'm like, oh, that's fine. And then people who, if people, they're like, oh, well, you don't want kids smoking and shit. It's like, well, kids are going to smoke it, period. Whether you make a law against it or not, dude, that doesn't make a difference. It's been illegal fucking basically my whole life, and I smoked plenty of fucking weed, fucking, so I started smoking weed when I was fucking like 12, dude.
Look, it's been illegal all my life. And yeah, same age, 11, yeah.
Right.
So it wasn't hard to get then, and it's not hard to get now. It's even easier to get now. Like, yeah, I could yell out my fucking window, and someone's gonna come fucking running for money. Someone's gonna come
exactly, dude. Like all of our fucking, we got drug dealers on fucking speed dial, dude. They'll deliver like Pizza Hut, man.
Yeah. Fuck, if I asked them to bring me a pizza, they probably fucking would. They want that.
Yeah,
money.
It's like some of my deals you can be like, hey, man, I can stop and bring you a pizza too. I'm gonna have munchies here in a minute. So
I'm gonna get my turbo real quick.
Yeah, dude, fucking bring that with. Go for it, buddy. Hot nail attached to a bong. What are you talking about? Oh, smoking dabs? Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, smoking dabs is awesome. Strange enough, Kyle was the last person I spoke to right before I went into detox. He was wishing me a happy birthday. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Oh wait. But Gonzo the Great. Are you Anthony?
Oh, I don't think you remember me, bro. My previous.
No, I was talking to Gonzo the Great. I remember you, John.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was down Conway. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you, dude. I know you changed your name, but I know it's still John. Yeah, dude, I remember you, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking. In fact, one of the videos you're on, you're actually the thumbnail of the video, dude. Okay, so I'm trying to say, Liam Duff is saying, don't snob out. Reggie ain't super clean, but you gotta let him in. Reggie brings money. If you don't understand that one, you were born with daddy's platinum card syndrome.
Hey, Daddy never had no platinum card because Daddy was never there. But I wish I did. I don't know why people shit on the silver spoon, bro. Like, you should be happy for a person,
right?
So be envious.
All right, so like, Anthony is I Am Gonzo the Great. All right, buddy. That's what I thought. I'm like, there's actually a number of people who fucking like I talked to before they went into fucking like detox and shit. I'm like, who's the last person I talked to who went into fucking detox? I'm like, oh, okay, fucking Anthony. All right, buddy. Oh, good, dude. I didn't know that I Am Gonzo the Great. I didn't know that was your fucking account as well, dude. No shit, man. Awesome. For any of you guys who don't know, fucking Anthony was a fucking Secure Team 10 fan, and him and I started out fucking bumping heads, dude, fucking fighting. We were talking mad shit to each other, dude, and then he started going through the channel, watching videos and shit, and he turned and fucking joined our side and was like, fuck them, dude, you know, and he fucking came and joined our side, and I was like, fucking hell yeah, dude. You know what's up, dude.
You know, I was thinking the other day, he could get away with all the shenanigans he did if he would explain in every single video that he's a cunt, for one. I'm just like,
first off, I'm a cunt, right?
No, he just needs to explain the hypothesis and theory, and make sure that everyone is understanding of what those actual definitions are. So therefore, everything that he says can be like, I just made this shit up out of my ass, you know,
right?
On the fly. So they would be like, so
he could get away with it.
Yeah, because if he didn't say fact or I've got some sources, like if he stopped doing that, then it would be all right. You know, that's his fault.
Right? No, that's the truth, dude. If he could just tell people straight up and be like, listen, I'm pulling this shit out of my ass right now. You know, it's funny because that's exactly what I do. Like, I make it a point to be like this. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I think it's this, but it could be that. I don't just fucking just throw it out there what you think something is, but let everybody know exactly what information you're going off. I don't make any kind of assumptions or try to pretend that it's something when I know it's something else, you know? Well, that's what he does. That's something else, you know?
That's why when I found you, it was like the videos of the ancient civilizations, and I was like, okay, I want to hear his output on that. And like the stone one, specifically the way that you explained it, it's like people, it's like the mindset of people that aren't from certain areas. Like you were saying, like the desert thing, just example, like you're like, there's many types of deserts, like crystal deserts, you know, and everybody tends to think it's just sand, just fucking sand.
Yeah,
exactly. I play Xbox or whatever, and I have a friend from Africa, in Namibia, and he said, when it rains here, the entire desert will be green for like a week or so.
Yeah.
And it's like, so there's green fucking deserts. It's like, what? How does that make sense to you? But because you're not from there. And it's like, but you said in your videos, it's like, this is what I think it is, and this is my hypothesis. But a hypothesis is what you think. A theory has been tested with facts, and you say this is the theory. You specifically make sure that those are the points so that you can't be like, if you're wrong, you can come back and correct yourself. And
yeah.
If I, as my own individual, and wanting not to be a cow and led, I want to form my own opinion. I don't want to be just spoon-fed. I want to have, okay, well, why don't you look at it this way? And you promoted it that way, and that's why I love your channel.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's what I always wanted to see is that, you know, hey, man, you know, it's like, don't come out and say that you know something for a fact when you fucking don't. When you clearly don't know it for a fact. You know, it's like, okay, listen. So it's like, I say, you know, is this possible? Could this be what they did, or could they have done this? You know, it's like, you know, make a clear differences between fact and speculation. You know, you have to do that. When you make a clear difference between what is fact and what is speculation, what's me just speculating on something, you know, then I think it you know, it lets everybody know that they can do the same thing, that they don't have to just sit there and say, oh, what I'm saying is a fucking as 100%. They can draw their own conclusions from the information that I'll provide, you know, and, you know, but other channels will come out and say, hey, man, this is it, you know, they're like, or they're going overboard with it. They can still do the same thing, but they go overboard, like Secure Team 10 will do, where he'll go overboard saying, you know, like, oh man, you know, this is a portal to another dimension and shit. And it's like, dude, you know, you could just say it's a reflection off a window, you know, because that's what it fucking looks like, you know. I know you're making speculations right now, but you're taking it so fucking overboard that it's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Like, I get people love drama. They love the bad story. I mean, the news isn't like for people who like fucking conspiracy theorists. Like, I don't like that fucking term, dude. It's like you literally bait into that fucking term for the people who made that fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, do you think the person who made a term that sounds derogative to someone that's bringing up something controversial is fucking out for your interests?
Right?
Like, does that make sense to you? It's like, so why be one? Why seem like one? Why not just like speak from a scientific standpoint
Exactly.
a non-biased scientific standpoint. So therefore, everything that is, you can either what you believe in or what you rationalize, like it's there, but it's factual.
Yeah.
Or it's tested. And therefore you don't look like a fucking moron on Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, then when
like,
people come back and try to talk shit to you and say, oh, well, you said this, you're like, well, no, this is what I said, you know, and they can go back and clearly say, okay, well, he's not saying this for certain. He's saying, well, you know, is this a possibility? Could that be? Maybe, maybe not. You know, it's like I'll give the you know, I leave it open-ended for anybody, but I don't go overboard with it and start, you know, I don't like to feed into people's fantasies. When you feed into fantasies, then you become fake, you know, because it's just a fantasy, you know. But believe me, man, I want interdimensional stargates to be fucking real, and I want to see I want badass UFOs flying around doing all kinds of. I want all this shit to be real, but I have to hold myself back because I don't have any evidence to suggest that to be true, other than maybe a story that I heard online, you know. But it's like until I can see factual evidence to back it up, I can make mention of it. But you can't overplay it. You can't lead people on to, you know, like to think, oh yeah, that could be that could be the answer, when you know for a fact it's fucking not the answer, you know. And that's what drives me fucking crazy, dude. You know, what's up?
Your last video, I loved it. It's like if you take down all the fuck and all all that, like there's the point behind it is simply like, and I'll use it, the whole shit started from him making that War of the Worlds fucking thing and like blacking it out and stealing that fucking picture, and I'm like, I even thought you were bullshit, like you were fucking with him. I thought that's what you're doing. So I went and looked at the video and was like, holy fuck, he's telling the truth. This dude's a fucking crazy ass. And then it does say comedy, but comedy is presented in a nature that's fucking funny. If you can't fucking laugh at it, yeah. And another thing, comedians, they laugh at the fucking selves more than they laugh at their own jokes.
You know,
because they got to come up with this fucking crazy shit. You know, so don't sit there and pretend like I'm so monotone in my shit the whole fucking time and have no personality, and then get all butthurt when people call you out for sounding like you're trying to report for the fucking morning news.
You know, his shit is so fucking fake. He does such fucking he makes these fucking ridiculous videos, but he tries to pass them off like they're real, you know.
Yeah.
Sasha, will you let her out?
Even if he doesn't say they're like, let's say like he doesn't say that, it's not the point, bro. Even like politics, it's not necessarily, it's fucked up. This is against what I want, and this is against what we try to promote. But in politics, it's not necessarily what happens, it's how it seems.
Exactly.
And it seems one way, and that's how he's fucking doing it, and he's politicking the fuck out of it. And it's like, you think I'm fucking blind, bro, but I see right through your fucking little bullshit.
Yeah, no, I had to fucking call his ass out because I'm like, this is fucking, you know, this guy's so full of shit. He makes these stupid fucking videos, tries to pass them off like they're fucking real. Like he literally says that he's got videos that are from the future and everything. And you know, in nowhere in there does he ever say like it's satire and shit. In fact, I read a fucking article today, you guys, where he wrote a story about him being killed by the CIA himself. Okay, that Igor Kran was actually shot in the head by a fucking CIA agent and he died. I fucking go and fucking Google Igor Kran and see what pops up, dude. I fucking promise you, dude. I'll fucking tell you guys right now. Okay, this blew my mind when I saw this shit, dude.
So wait. Are you telling me he staged his fake death? So not that what? Wait, so you're telling me he staged his fake death?
Yes, that he wrote an article being killed. Okay. And Gonzo the Great is saying, yeah, you think pyramids are built on mountains. Yes, actually, as a motherfucker, I fucking do fucking evidence to back that up.
You know, if I'm being followed here, let's just say this. Say security was actually being followed. Now, I'm not going to YouTube.
Right?
I'm not going to YouTube. Look, if it's the FBI that would be following me, well then guess what? I'm gonna go turn myself the fuck into the FBI because there's no point in running, pussy. Stop being stupid.
Right? You know?
Stop being stupid. Who you gonna outrun though? This ain't Dukes of Hazzard, bro. We ain't in Hazzard County. You ain't fucking outrunning no police. There ain't no Roscoe P. Culture, and there's a big ass SWAT truck behind you with AKs, not AKs, M16s and shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not fucking running, so don't make up stories and sit there and be like, make yourself more important than you are. But these people.
What's Anthony talking about? He says all you have to do is watch the video. Are you talking about my video? That's what I did. All right, so all right, hang on. Let this pop up real quick. All right, so John, I'm going to share my screen real quick. God, this fucking computer is so slow. Fuck you. Okay, good. Pop this up. Okay, John, check this out. All right, this is that fucking guy who just made this video on Igor Grant. All right, hang on, let me share my screen. Sorry, this thing's taking for fucking ever. God, this computer's so slow. Right, hang on. Here, any second.
I really think though, like all that disinformation shit is really backfiring on the people that are putting out all the disinformation.
Oh yeah.
Because if you put out enough, then people actually believe that they're there to begin with. And if they believe that they're there to begin with, then everything can come out. Because then we'll be at your door asking for the shit.
So look at this. Third journalist dies in San Francisco. Okay, this is written February 22nd, 2015. Igor Kran of San Francisco, California, was fatally shot in the entrance of Jules Museum, also known as Light and Dark Museum, a nonprofit corporation dedicated to art and science education, according to City of Burlingame Police Department. An unidentified assassin with a high-powered sniper rifle waiting for his victim to exit the building before firing a single headshot. Mr. Grant was taken to San Francisco General Hospital. He was expected to survive the shooting, but was pronounced dead the next day by heart failure after a complication of the sustained trauma. Igor Kran was known for numerous published books, articles, and artworks, including numerous posters for Ron Paul's presidential campaign, animal liberation, and Occupy movements, as well as whistleblowing on illegal CIA and Secret Service activities. Igor had a 1 million-strong audience on his YouTube channel dedicated to exposing various government crimes. He, in fact, has 190,000 subscribers, not millions. He does not have a 1 million-strong audience. But this guy is the biggest fucking con artist in fucking history, man. Look how full of shit he is, dude. Igor Kran's not even his real fucking name.
Yeah, I figured that. There's no way.
Fucking, oh god, what's his real name? Fucking like fuck, I forget. It's like William something, or fucking, I forget his real name, but that's not his real name, you know. But isn't that fucking hilarious, dude? That he writes a fucking story saying that his character has been fucking killed, man. I mean, like, fucking, what the fuck is that bullshit?
Why couldn't he have like gone all Spielberg or some shit with it, like the assassin chasing down a fucking corridor or something? Like, at least it made it fucking interesting for me. Like, give me some, like, you were taking out like a one headshot, like Americans. Shut the fuck up.
I like how the sniper took him out with a headshot and he survived until the next day. All right.
Oh yeah, he's Abe Lincoln. He's Abe Lincoln.
How the fuck do you get hit with a headshot from a sniper rifle and live till the next day? I think your head is fucking mush, dude. I mean, this guy's so fucking stupid, dude.
No, man. That's
Tyler's a dude disguised as another dude. That's funny.
They hit him with a really, really hard pellet gun. Like,
right? Fuck, dude.
What the fuck? No, I don't know. That dude is fucking mental.
Oh, dude. I mean, I can't believe that, dude. He straight up wrote an article about how he died. It's like he's the one who wrote the article. Yeah, right, how he died, you know?
Maybe he doesn't have any friends. Maybe we should invite him Maybe we should invite him over and be like, hey man, we're gonna roast you a little bit like everyone. We did it the third phase. Just take the little ass raping that we give you and just
he couldn't fucking
come into the circle. I know he's too thin skinned.
You know, third phase took it like fucking champs, dude, and came back and we ended up being friends, dude. But fucking Igor would he would fold, dude. I can tell him, dude. He would fold in a fucking heartbeat, dude.
Right, I give it the third phase. They took that shit, you know.
They fucking took that shit bad, man. You know, fucking for a while, dude. You know, but they fucking kept coming back, dude. You know, they were down, dude. So
the chat,
you know,
would
like
just eat them,
balls,
man. The chat at the beginning, I was a part of it too. I fucking was trying to eat them in the chat, and then
everybody was, dude. We were fucking ruthless, apart, man.
It was ruthless.
You know, but they fucking came back, dude, and they fucking stood their ground, man. They're like, hey, man, what's up, dude? And so, dude, you know, hey, man, I had nothing as of now, I still have nothing but respect for them now, man. You know, and after everything's said and done, you know, it is known that, you know, third phase, Blake and Brent are friends of mine, man. And fucking we talk on a normal basis, just like not just on chat. Like, they call me on Skype and shit. We sit and bullshit all the fucking time, dude. You know, they're always, you know, asking my opinion on videos and showing me, like, I get to see like all their inside stuff, the stuff like their new documentaries that they're making and shit, dude. Like they show me all their new clips and stuff like that, like before it comes out and everything. So it's pretty cool, man. You know. But they dealt with some fucking bullshit, dude, like from us for a long time, dude. And we were ruthless as fuck, dude. Igor could never handle that shit, dude. You know, dude, I mean, there's no fucking way, dude. You know, I just thought he would fucking fold like a little pansy that he is, man.
It's like him and his followers are like that. They're like the people that they're like, they want to make friends, but they don't fucking make friends because, like, they think that, I don't know, you looked at them wrong or some shit. They make shit up in their head.
Oh, yeah, dude. Well, did you see in that video where I was talking about Lisa Myers? Okay, yeah. That is a fake YouTube account made by him. And he goes and fucking starts saying shit on his videos like it's somebody else. But it's fucking him. It's his account, dude. And he makes it like, oh, it's some real person. No, it fucking ain't, dude. It's fucking totally his. So I could see him totally writing a fucking article about him dying and making a fake fucking account pretending to be somebody else, dude. I mean, that's the guy's MO, dude.
I don't get that.
You know? Yeah.
Who does that? Who does that? Who is that self-absorbed to fucking make a fucking fake? I'm just being lazy. I don't even have enough time being lazy during that type of shit. Like,
right?
How do you know you picked the right chick? That's another thing. How do you know you picked the right chick or used the right backstory? You're gonna get caught, man.
Right, dude. You know, it's like all you have to do is Google search the image to find out who that chick was, dude. And I found out who it was, and it just certainly wasn't Lisa Myers, dude. All right. That's like, fuck, dude. You know, and why not think of the most fucking asinine American fucking name like Lisa Myers? You might as well have named her fucking Tom Smith, you know, dude? It's like,
right.
Fuck, dude.
I don't know.
What up, Derek Atkins? How you doing, buddy?
So what do you think about that space and the pyramids or whatever?
I think it's kind of cool, man. I think it's you know, like well, they say it's a void, but I mean, they really don't have I haven't seen any factual evidence of it other than they're using this new kind of technology that's predicting that there's a void there. Yeah, I've never seen this technology used by any other means for anything else, and so I can't say that I even trust it 100% that they know what they're talking about. That there's a fucking void up there above the fucking King's Chamber or whatever. But if there was a void up there, help solidify my fucking theory. You
That's
know?
what I was gonna say. That's why I asked about it, because, and I've even told people this, and after I looked it up, because I fact checked you, because that's what you're supposed to do. If you don't fact
That's
check,
right.
like, if you don't
Absolutely.
do that, you're fucking stupid, people. Like, look, you have to fact check Kyle, because Kyle fact checks the people that he's telling you to, and if you don't do that, then you're just prey to the same thing, even if he's right. Even if you're still right, you're prey to that
Correct.
fucking
You gotta
mentality.
fact check it, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you need to fact check it. So just look. You said that there was a fucking that when they went through the fucking pyramid first, it was like a couple layers of stone and then fucking dirt, like soil, right?
No, I was saying like when they went through there, it was like climbing straight into a mountain.
Right. Yeah, like Earth, like normal Earth, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So and then everything, the fucking number one thing that gets people to say aliens made the fucking pyramids is the simple fact that they're like, it's 2.5 million stones. One person can't count to 1,000,000, and everybody says what, like 80 years or something. It's like, so how would? And then it's like slaves, and then it's like, how fucking many slaves would that be? And then it's like, how far was it? 4,500 miles away. What? And it's like, how big were the stones? How much they were? You keep asking that. So then people put in the alien theory, and then they say they do it in 20 years. Okay, that's kind of like fucking with you. Like, none of that makes sense, So what? I mean, even the geology, what's it? The climate of that time, has to be different than now. So it's like, was it hotter? There's so many different factors, and that nobody is willing to tell you in school that would make that make sense to anyone who's like, let's look at the normal. What's there, what we know. And then if it's in a mountain, if it's encasing or a mountain, that everything that they say makes sense. Yeah, slaves could have done that. Fucking, they could have had that done in 20 years. That shit makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think that if this technology, I don't know if this technology is, that makes sense. I didn't look at it like that. Like you pointing it out. But
yeah, I mean, I think
that's what I think it is.
It's like, it seems like if that's the case, what up, Cuvid? It seems like if you use my mountain theory or my mound theory, okay, if you use that theory, then all of a sudden all the fucking questions that you have about the Great Pyramid and how it was constructed, all of a sudden they make sense. Then all this fucking the stuff. Okay, well, if the core of it is a fucking mountain, then you don't have to have that many fucking bricks and shit like that, and you don't have to have that many workers, and that's how they can already get themselves up so fucking high, and that's how they could already be such a solid foundation. And I mean, that's why
you can take that long to cut a stone. You don't have to cut a stone in one every fucking 3.6 seconds. People do the math or whatever.
Correct.
They say they could take 6 days or some shit. I don't know, however long it would take them. They don't need a mega drill.
And it sucks because being an ancient astronaut theorist myself, when I put out videos like that, there are a lot of fucking haters who are like, oh no, it's bullshit. It's fucking, all this shit makes too much fucking sense. And it's like, all that shit is purely like speculation. When they say, oh, it matches up with fucking Orion, you know what, dude? Fucking anything could match up with Orion's belt, dude. It's 2 of them in a line and 1 off to the center, and it's like, I made a whole video. Hey, what up, Tony? I made a whole video pointing that out and showing that how you could do, like, because I don't know if you ever seen not just the Tomb of Osiris video, but there is a video I did with
that was a good one.
Yeah, that was all fucking but not just that one. There's another one I did that was all about the pyramid being built on a mound, and it goes into even more evidence showing you that that when you go through the entrance, that it's literally like walking into a mountain, dude. Like,
you look at look at it from the side, what people like, let's say you want to get something out of a mountain, usually you're not just going to go just straight into the side of the fucking mountain. You usually actually kind of go in it at a kind of an angle. You know? It's like, and those are the cuts, like they're like this,
Exactly.
So that's what, you get down to what you want, then you find a layer of it or whatever you want to do, cut out, and now you're structurally sound. Like, yes, just saying, like, look, lessening the amount of stones does not lessen the amazing fucking
Yeah.
It doesn't lessen that at all. Like this is still an amazing thing that I don't think we could even do.
You
I
know,
don't think you could get enough humans to fucking come together collectively on a project to get paid to do it.
exactly.
At that scale. Fuck no.
Gonzo the Great, Tony, how you doing, brother?
What's
Doing
up, bro?
good? What's going on, man?
Same shit, different flies.
So you still clean?
Yeah,
Doing
doing
good?
good.
What's going on with your girl, man? What happened?
Yeah, she
You ain't
left
gotta
me.
talk about it if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm a single guy
You
now.
know. Oh man, I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, shit happens. What are you gonna do?
Man. You okay?
Yeah.
All right, man. Fuck, dude. You know, yeah, man. Fucking. Well, it's good that you're still clean, man. You know, and you know, doing good, man. You know. I mean, that's what's important, dude.
Indeed.
You know. What are your thoughts on this a pyramid being built over top of the mountain? You think I'm insane, or you think that's works?
You out of your bird, bro.
I like it, man. I think it works. I think the theory of the pyramid being built over a fucking mountain just works, dude. You know, with everything. Qvid, what are your thoughts on it, man? What do you think? Am I crazy, or does that seem like it makes sense, man?
You're 100% correct. All you have to do is look inside the pyramids at the fucking tunnels, because they're not built tunnels. They're not made out of rocks. The only rocks that are inside that building, in particular rooms where they've lined particular rooms with rocks. Apart from that, the tunnels are fucking mines. You're 100% correct.
Thank you. Exactly, dude. There's fucking no denying it, dude. It's like fucking you go into it, you're walking through a fucking mountain, dude. You know, it's fucking, and it's just the rooms are lined with the fucking blocks. And then that's also how you could transport and move stones like that. If you're doing it off of a giant fucking mountain, you're able to fucking like maneuver the shit into place 10 times easier than if you're just trying to hold them up in the fucking air and balance them and shit, dude.
Yeah, well, there's no way they laid one rock every 2 minutes and 6 seconds, which is the theory if it took 20 years with the millions of rocks they had to use. There is no fucking way. It's impossible. Whereas if, you know, they've only lined the outside and they've only lined specific rooms inside, then we've just cut it down from like however many million it is, or what did you say, 1.2 million. That cuts it down to thousands.
Exactly, you know. And I mean, and if you're say the mountain that they used it was already a limestone mountain, you know, they could have in fact quarried the stones from the fucking core and just repurposed them on the outside of it. So now you're not having to go and quarry every single stone and drag them up the fucking mountain. They're already there on the mountain, and you're just cutting them out and repurposing them and making a fucking a corridor for you to fucking build your shafts down and shit like that. You know, it makes perfect fucking sense. God damn it, people.
Well, yeah, it's like, can you explain why is that? Why do we always say 20 years? Well, where does that come from exactly? I don't know.
The different people,
it comes from a time of the pharaohs, how long a pharaoh would live and die for. So if you make it more than 20 years, you know, then the chances are that it becomes really high that the pharaoh might not live to see the completion of his tomb. Get it? So that's where that number comes from.
Yeah, well, different archaeologists argued. Some said it was 10 years, some said it was 30 years, and then they agreed to disagree, if you like, and call it 20, didn't they?
Yeah.
You've been there? You've been to the pyramids?
No, never been to the pyramids.
What about you, Mr. Ray Collar?
No.
So all these people that have been over there for years, right? Not one of them has ever been like, yo, okay, this is a mountain.
Well, I mean,
yeah, if you're brought up, if you're brought up with the whole notion that it's, you know, constructed out of block after block, then it's something you're not looking for.
Oh, come on. You're going to tell me that.
It could be in plain sight. Why not?
Nah, no way. You're going to tell me just because they weren't looking for it to be a mountain, that they wouldn't have stumbled upon, like, oh, okay, hold on. there's no more blocks going this far in, so it's obviously built on
But there
top of
are no
something.
blocks going this far in.
Well, I don't think
But,
people's gone into the side. I don't think anyone's tried to go directly all the way. Like, I think you get like, no one's gone directly through the side of it. You know, I think they have their tunnels. They're not. I don't know.
No.
People trying to preserve
No,
it.
of course they did, because they got to what? The king chamber and the queen chamber, right? Is like directly in the middle, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
one
but
top
these
of
holes,
the other.
Yeah, they're above
but
and below.
these holes were already dug out. You know what I'm saying? And they were filled back in. I think, weren't they? It was like
Yeah.
dirt or something. Yeah. So this is something that you can move away and you can find a way down. Like, it's like being blind in a, you know, if you could just find the light, you know, just keep digging away at it. You know.
When you
I don't know. I
see-
just find it hard to believe that for as long as people have been looking into the pyramids, nobody would have been like, yo, wait a second, and made this discovery prior.
It's simple to see the answer to it yourself. Just have a look at the corridors going down into the mountain.
I
You know,
think it
the-
has been discovered.
Where's the
Tony,
blocks?
did you see that other video I made on it?
Yeah, I watched it. What, you made like the 2, right?
Yeah, I did the one that's with Tomb of Osiris, and then I did another one that's just strictly about the pyramid being built on a mountain.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you see that video, when you see them go from the outside of the entrance and into the and into the pyramid, I mean, you can see that it's blatantly marks, that it is in fact just solid earth that they're, you know, carving into. So it's like, how do you explain that? Well, how could people like ignore that fact? Well, I see when you have an idea, the mindset already that it was just built block by block, then that you're not looking for anything like that, you know? So it's like, why would they, you know, so it could just be, it's such a simple answer that it's overlooked by the complexity of the pyramid itself, you know?
Right.
So it just, it gets overlooked. They're like, you know, the answer is just so simple that it's completely overlooked. And that's what I think it is, because you know, everyone's trying to look for an answer that's so fucking far beyond human capabilities, when it's probably something so simple that, you know, if you're not like looking for it, you just pass it right up because it's just too easy of an answer, you know?
I think
But the evidence, it is there. I mean, I see the evidence for it, man. You
Yeah,
know?
I think people are just too busy trying to find more pyramids than they're fucking trying to worry about what they have actually discovered, you know? It's like,
Yeah, you know?
there needs to be more research in all of these things we've already discovered, you know? Like, I agree, yeah, we need to keep uncovering more shit, but the people that are well versed in these things also need to give a chance. Like Zahi Hawass, I mean, I like Graham Hancock, but the way that he acted towards Graham, like, was completely uncalled for, and no way a scientific dispute wouldn't even engage him in it. And it's like, you're very biased, sir, for if it. The only reason why I think he was that is like that. You don't know how government and places run. We're only told that's how it is over there, right? And they're in a fucking war zone. And for as long as I can remember, they've been that type of fucking way. And he's been implicated in how many fucking times of grave robbing and stealing shit from the pyramids itself. And that one tunnel that he denied that it was there, and then they went into it, but there was already a hole driven in, and there was like these casings on it that were ripped off. It's like, there's lots of suspect shit involved with this guy. And if he's not willing to debate and argue his points, he's not credible.
I agree, man. Now, our friend Ken is sitting here saying, but what are the chances of having 3 perfectly aligned pyramid-shaped limestone mountains right next to each other? Well, I actually make it a point and point that out in the other video that I did, that these mountains, okay, so you have 2 of them. Any 2 points are in a line, all right? We already know that. So you can take this point and this point, wherever you move them, they are in a line. And then one off to the side is a fucking, that's not anything. That's just fucking, you get it? It's like, it's not like, you know, you think it's hard, but I actually show how there are many mountains in Egypt, also in Egypt, that have the exact same alignment. as the fucking Great Pyramids do. There are countless mountains that have the exact same alignment. And I even took a star map of Orion and laid it over. I superimposed it over these mountains so you could see how many different mountains would line up at to Orion's belt that have the exact same alignment. I mean, and you can do it time and time again because that alignment is not something that's, you know, that's hard for nature to create, you know.
Say if the
Paul
bigger
saying, hey,
one
Kyle,
was
do you
aligned.
ever think you will visit the pyramids? I certainly hope so. Well, I would love to visit the pyramids. Absolutely, man. I would certainly, I hope so. I don't know if I ever will, but I hope to. At least the pyramids in, you know, Central America. I would hope, you know, like the Mexican pyramids, like Teotihuacan. I would love to go and visit those pyramids.
And are all those built on top
know.
of mountains as well?
No, I don't think so. In fact, I think that I think, you know, my theory is actually really just with the Great Pyramid because that's the one that I have the evidence to suggest that to be true. The other ones, I don't have the evidence suggesting that to be the case. You know, of course, the pyramids of Teotihuacan, you know, of the Pyramid of the Sun, the Pyramid of the Moon, and the Temple of Quetzalcoatl are built with manageable sized stones that you can hold in your hand. And that's how those pyramids are built. So it's a lot more easy to build something like that than it would be to build the pyramid, the Great Pyramid. But yeah, so yeah, I couldn't say that for any other pyramid other than the Great, because that's just what the evidence suggests for the Great Pyramid, you know. But at least that's the evidence I'm seeing, you know. And I'm trying to think of, you know, there's an answer to it, but it's probably such a simple answer that it gets overlooked, and that's where. You know, that's where our fault lies, is that we want to look for an answer that's so far beyond what we know about that you don't look at the answers that are so simple a caveman can do it, you know. That's like people just try to kind of ignore those answers when it could be something as simple as that.
Well, let's give somebody a complicated answer. Like,
yeah,
say,
exactly.
How about this? Would anyone in here like just one thing, whether it be like a fucking stick of wood that's been there forever, in the pyramids, like anything? Would you like anything from them? Like someone came to you and said, "This is actually from there. Would you want to have it?"
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Okay, so how many fucking billionaires do you fucking think want something from the fucking pyramid? So let's give you. There's your complicated fucking answer. Here, if you want to be fucking conspiracy theorist, that's a reasonable, complicated answer for you to show up your fucking conspiracy theorist ass.
That's absolutely true, but Ken is saying, and what about the even bigger pyramids at Teotihuacan, Mexico? There are no limestone mountains in that area. They're just big piles of stone blocks. Correct. In fact, they're not big piles of stone rocks. They're actually manageable size stone rocks. You can do with just your hands, you know, and so they're just stacked up on top of each other. Of course, I have no idea what's in the core of the pyramid, but you know, the outside is at least encased with these manageable size stones. So, you know, I mean, that, like I said, my theory doesn't go for any other pyramid around the world except for the Great Pyramid, you know, because that's the only one that has the evidence, you know, to suggest it. I don't have no idea what's inside the core of the you know, the Pyramid of the Sun or the Moon or Temple of Quetzalcoatl, you know. On that, and there is some interesting stuff that goes on with the Mexican pyramids that I think is really cool, like the fact that they use mica in construction of their pyramid. And the mica came from 2,000 miles away in Brazil. And the mica is actually built within the structure of the pyramid. So you can't see it. So there's no aesthetic value for the mica. So why the fuck is the mica there? What's it there for? Why was it so important for these people to go 2,000 miles to get this mica and bring it back and incorporate it into the construction of their pyramid? And it doesn't have any kind of aesthetic value. You can't see the mica. So what is the point of it? It has to have some kind of use or something. What's the reason for it? Why not just keep using the rocks that you're already using? It's just like, it doesn't make any sense, man.
What's the place that you're talking about dated? Like how far is it? Do they date that one back?
The Teotihuacan?
Yeah, the one with the mica.
I think they date that back to the I think it's around 1,000 years ago, something like that. I could be wrong. Somewhere around 1,000 years ago.
Oh, 1,000 for us?
Yeah.
Well, wasn't there already travel with boats? I mean,
What's up?
wasn't there already traveling with boats? I mean, the Greeks fucking did it.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, I think they were kind of still isolated in South America during that time. I don't think there were people sailing the seas, back then, but there could have been.
I wouldn't say an advanced alien civilization. I think there was just probably an advanced civilization maybe that did come along and had a use for it. Maybe
Oh, I agree.
try like advanced nomads or some type of shit. Like
I mean, there had to be something. I assume there had to be some kind of advanced culture that, I mean, okay, one, now we know for a fact that there are mummies in ancient Egypt that have been found to have cocaine with them. Okay, there was cocaine in their pockets, cocaine in their system. All right, cocaine comes from fucking Colombia. It comes from South America. It does not grow anywhere in Africa. And so, how did they get this Colombian cocaine, in Egypt all the way back then? That doesn't fucking make the slightest bit of sense, but it's fucking there. And if you ask the academics, they simply ignore the question and say, we don't know. They just we don't have an answer for it, So, I mean, there's obviously an answer, and they obviously just don't know what it is, and they don't want to say that, well, there could be, our dating could be wrong, or our timeline on when people could travel across the oceans could be wrong, but that's what in fact it probably is. I mean, most likely it's because their timeline is absolutely wrong, and people could travel the oceans well before they believe they could.
I don't understand why science is such a fear of being wrong. Like being wrong doesn't mean like you don't know less, less, or you don't know anymore, or just because you didn't find out you
Exactly.
wanted
Doesn't make it stupid.
You learned more because now you know what doesn't work. So
Exactly.
now you know not to do that again.
Exactly. Absolutely, man. Ken is saying, I once visited Teotihuacan and climbed up to the top of the Pyramid of the Sun. It's a climb of about 450 feet. Very risky climb, but a beautiful view. Absolutely, I bet, man. I'd love to climb up there, man. Sasha, what are you saying similar to Petra for? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Warren Osmond says, those pyramids have been lined. I'm there. What do you mean? Have been lined? Like what we're talking about? Probably. I bet you fucking they have been, dude. I mean, it seems like a simple way to fucking make a pyramid, but, at least that's, if I was going to make a pyramid, that's how I'd fucking do it, dude. Fuck all the bullshit, Fuck screwing around, man.
Do you want to tear down the building, or do you want to build onto the building, or just fix it instead of having to do more construction?
Exactly. Just fucking, why start from scratch when you already have, something to start from? You already have a template to work off of.
Well, it makes sense with businessman theory, the businessman side. I don't want to do less work. I don't want to have more whatever I want out of it. If I want money or power or a fucking pyramid, if that's the way I get it, sounds better.
I like how Ken said, my mistake, the Pyramid of the Sun is only 215 feet high. Confused it with the Washington Monument. Oh, man, so you climbed the Washington Monument and confused it with the Pyramid of Teotihuacan? What the fuck?
Makes sense.
I don't know how you confuse the two, but that's fine, I guess, whatever.
Sometimes people do drugs. Sometimes.
Tony, do you know the difference between a fucking the Washington Monument and the pyramid at Teotihuacan? You know how different they are? Oh, his shit must be on mute, dude. He has no idea what we're saying.
What?
Nothing, dude. Fucking with you, man. Anyway, all right. Well, you know what? It's 11:39. Geez, almost fucking 12 o'clock. All right. Well, sweet, dude. Warren Osmond, you do also need to take on that these pyramids in the middle of the desert, no mountain. What do you mean, pyramids middle of the desert? Oh, there's actually plenty of mountains around Giza. It's called the Black Desert. And see, people don't know that, but it's absolutely true, man. There are fucking plenty of mountains around there. In fact, these mountains look exactly like fucking pyramids, man. I'm telling you, go watch the fucking video, all right, Warren? I'm telling you, watch the video. Fucking awesome, dude. All right, well, I'm gonna get off here, but thank you guys for coming and joining me. You know, Tony, thank you, and John and Qvid, you guys have been awesome. Thank you for coming and joining and helping out with the show today, and thank everybody for coming in onto the chats and watching. And I will be doing another one in the daytime tomorrow, so to make up for the time today. So don't forget, like, subscribe, share, all that good shit. Go support me on Patreon or fucking buy yourself some kick-ass UFO proof gear, which fucking rocks. So go get it. There will be a link in the description below so you can go and pick up your own shit. I am out of here, you guys. Thank you guys for coming and joining me, and I will see you next time. All right, you guys. UFO proof out.
Smell you later,
All right, later, you guys.
Have a good one, man.
What up, Golf Man? What up, John Doe? The internet, and this vote's going down December 14th, man, and it's going to be handed over to corporations. And yeah, so fucking thanks, Trump. All right, good fucking job, okay? Because the guy he put in charge of the FCC and everything is going to fucking sell it off to the highest bidder. And this shit is going down December 14th. And if your website has anything to do with I don't know about all that. Of course you don't know about all of it because you don't actually look into it, Sean. That's what you need to start doing, man. All right, because this is what's fucking happening. It ain't fake news. This shit's going down December 14th, man. And why everyone's sitting around fucking ignoring it or pretending like it's not happening, it's fucking happening, dude. And soon they're gonna have the internet, so the corporations totally control it. And they will be able to dictate what happens, you know, like what websites receive, you know, the best broadband, and they can throttle it down to where no one can even go onto your websites. You know, dude, watch all the internet did to a game in a matter of hours. No fucking way we will allow this. That's what I'm saying, man. It's fucking bullshit, dude. You know, everyone's gonna fucking no. You did, then you should fucking know, man. You know. It's like, no, you did. What'd you do? What did you go and what'd you go and investigate? What'd you go and look it up, man? You know, I mean, did you go and look up, you know, what they're planning on doing? Because it ain't no fucking joke, dude. You know, they already do it, and you can't be throttled out from what you pay. Yeah, you can. If you don't pay it's like they can have like a fucking, they can say, oh, if you don't pay this, you're not going to get as much internet. You're not going to have it won't be fast enough for people to even bother going onto your website. You know, they already do, and you can't be throttled out of what you pay for. Yes, you absolutely can, man. All right, especially if you don't have the fucking money to pay for it. You know, so it's like if you put up a website and you don't have you know, you go to like GoDaddy or something like that, or something where, you know, it's free or something, you ain't getting shit. And if they don't like what you're putting up, they can throttle it down to where you don't go and read what they're doing. All right, don't just assume that, you know, go and read what they're doing. All right, and then maybe it'll change your mind, because what they're doing is fucked up, man. I should have the highest internet for gaming because Ethernet internet I already have to have the highest internet for gaming because other internet can't handle it. It's not about what internet you have. It's about what internet the sites that you visit have, you know? And if they don't like what your site does or promotes, then, you know, they're going to shut it down, you know? And believe me, conspiracy websites are going to be the first to fucking go, you know? All the shit that doesn't look good on them, they're gonna be like, oh, get rid of it. You know, it's gonna fucking suck, man. Shit internet away. John Joe is saying aren't we basically giving shit internet away? I mean, isn't NASA running at like 90 some GS a second? I don't know what that means, man. What do you mean that doesn't make much sense? You know, that's exactly what's happening, man. I mean, go and look it up, dude. You know, go and actually fucking look it up, man, and look up what they're planning to do. It's fucked up, man. You know, like the sites that you visit, it won't matter. Like, say you want to go to a website, okay? Say you want to go to fucking UFOproof.com. Well, they don't like UFO proof, all right? And they can throttle it down to, it doesn't matter how fast your internet is, okay? They can throttle it down so that website doesn't even run, you know, that you can't even log on to it, man. It'll be like Korea, right? Exactly, you know, or it's totally fucking controlled. And they absolutely have the ability to do that. You know, and now they're going to vote on it December 14th to give the corporations the ability to fucking do that, man. You know, where it's just totally fucking controlled, man. You know, I'll show you guys, man. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, man, but it's true, and it is happening, man. And it's gonna fucking suck, dude. You know, I think everyone needs to get out and fucking make some noise about it, man, because it's gonna be bad, dude. You know, it's just like, you don't want corporate America in control of the internet, and that's exactly what's about to happen. All right, I mean, period. You know, and both sides should be worried about this. You know, left and right should absolutely be terrified of this, dude. You know, because I mean, you can't have fucking corporate America controlling what you can see on the internet. Mike M, the more they censor, the sooner we'll recreate the internet from scratch. That's what we need to do. I understand that Netflix could not work good for some people if they don't pay for it. I pay for good internet, so my stuff works. That's not how it works, Sean. You're not understanding it, buddy. All right, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't matter how good your internet is. All right, it matters what the sites have. All right, and what the sites are getting. It doesn't matter how powerful you. I pay for the best internet as well, dude. All right, it makes no difference when it goes to the sites that you're visiting. Their internet can be shut down, you know, and controlled, you know. So if you're not paying their fees or whatever they want, or if they simply just don't like what you're promoting, you know, they could shut you down. Right now, companies cannot control web trafficking because of the current regulations we have in place. But on December 14th, if it's passed, the regulations will no longer exist. Exactly. But that doesn't make sense. That's what's happening, though. Here, look, let me see here. Yeah, FCC plans net neutrality repeal and victory for telecoms. All right, so telecommunications and shit like that. All right. The Federal Communications Commission released a plan on Tuesday to dismantle my fucking things all skipping. They probably slowed this internet down. Landmark regulations that ensure equal access to the internet, clearing the way for internet service companies to charge users more to see certain content and to curb access to some websites. The proposal made by the FCC chairman, Ach Pai, is what the fuck is that, dude?
As a public utility.
Oh.
The goal is to ensure consumers have open
ad playing or whatever about this article. Ajit Pai is a sweeping repeal of rules put in place by the Obama administration. The rules prohibit high-speed internet service providers, or ISPs, from stopping or slowing down the delivery of websites. They also prevent the companies from charging customers extra fees for high-quality streaming and other services. The announcement set off a fight over free speech and the control over the internet, pitting telecom titans like AT&T, Verizon against internet giants like Google and Amazon. The internet companies warned that rolling back the rules could make telecom companies powerful gatekeepers to information and entertainment. Telecom companies say that the existing rules prevent them from offering customers a wider selection of services at higher and lower price points. Under my proposal, the federal government will stop micromanaging the internet, Mr. Pai said in a statement. Instead, the FCC would simply require internet service providers to be transparent about their practices so that consumers can buy the service plans that's best for them. Republican, who has pursued an aggressive deregulation agenda, has widely expected to have his plan approved during a meeting on December 14th. The two other Republicans on the commission generally vote with Mr. Pai, giving them the majority over the two Democrats. This is fucking, I'm telling you guys, man, I pay a high dollar for good internet, both for my house and my phone, so I don't have problems. It's not going to matter, Sean. It's not about you, dude. Don't you get it, man? You know, it's like the sites that you're going to want to go and see, they might not have it. You get it? They might not be able to afford to pay for it. All right. And so it's like, it's not about that. It's about being, you know, equal for everybody. And they're not making it equal. They're trying to control it, dude. I've had the internet before. Oh, bummer. What does that make any, how does that make any difference, dude? Happening. You know, who's on here? Hey, who we got?
Hey.
On? Who's this?
It's me.
What's up, you guys? UFO Proof here. All right, so well, today's show is a little bit different. It's not about UFOs as usual, but something I still think is just as important. Let me well, today's show is a little bit different. Let me pause that. There we go. Now we can't hear the echo. Yeah, so the internet is about to be controlled by corporate America, or let's just say not you. All right. So I think this is kind of a big deal, and you know, as many people as we can get to make a fuss about it absolutely needs to, because it's about to be totally controlled by the highest bidder. So that means that what up, Benny Jackson? How you doing, buddy? James A3 doing good? What up, Sean? No, Sean, it ain't. You think it is? It is not anywhere close to what it's going to be, man. It's going to be fucking bad, dude. You know, and I mean, I was just looking up into it, and it's going to be it's going to be way worse than we thought it was going to be, man. You know, what up, John Doe? What up, you guys? What up, UFO man? Doing good? Yeah, this is gonna be bad, you guys. So we need to make a big fuss about this. Let me get the link for you guys. Post the link up here. Boom. There you guys go. All right. So yeah. So I don't know, how did the internet exist before? Well, I mean, like you have the internet and you have internet service providers or whatever. But what's going to happen now is that they're allowing corporations to control what internet you get. And if anything, you know, they can throttle back your internet and how fast your broadband is, basically to the point where they stop it, you know. What's going to be bad? You just got here. Morning, gents and ladies.